Hello, good evening. This is Dr. Patrick Singh, seated in the beautiful Bedfordshire countryside. This place is called Dunstable Downs, and I'm here together with Dr. Bumuturaki from Uganda. He's going to share his story on how education changed his life. Hello, how are you, Dr. Bumuturaki?
Hello, Patrick. How are you?
Great and grateful. How are you?
I am fine.
Yes, could you just introduce yourself to our viewers this evening?
Oh, thank you so much, Patrick. My name is Dr. Keneth Bamuturaki. I come from Uganda. I was born and raised up in Uganda, but thereafter some time, after my education to a master's degree, I came and did a PhD at the University of Exeter. I'm a drama specialist, and currently I teach in Uganda.
Oh, you teach in Uganda. So are you a secondary school teacher, a lecturer? What exactly do you do? I am a
university teacher. I lecture at Kyambogo University in Uganda. Yes, please, and I teach drama.
Oh, that's brilliant. That's interesting. So we are seated, this evening I'm seated with Dr. Bumuturaki. He lives in Uganda. His lectures at one of the greatest universities in Uganda called Kyambogo University. So how did you end up in Kyambogo? Could you share a bit about your educational journey up to being able to lecture in a great university in Uganda?
Oh, thank you so much, Patrick, for letting me share my experience. My journey in education has been quite a long story with ups and downs. I was raised up and educated in the countryside of Uganda, in the district of Hoima.
Yes.
Currently now it's called the Albertine region, and with a lot of oil prospects. The region is being developed for oil. But when we are going to school at that time, I remember we started going to school in the post-war period of the NRA war, which brought the current regime, the NRM, to government in the late 1980s. And the country was still very poor, struggling. I actually remember we used to learn writing by scrubbing on the ground. With the kind of our parents could not afford books, and usually our class structures were done under trees. And then that journey in my primary and secondary education continued in such low backgrounds. And I remember we had to do a lot of manual work as children, trace fees. So sometimes we would miss school 2 days in a week and be in fields of tobacco in this country, I think, in this great country of the UK, which cherishes human rights and children's rights. That would be a very serious issue.
So that would be classed as child labor.
Child labor and child abuse. But we had to go through such a kind of situation and very tough journey to study. We had, as children, we had to divide ourselves between being in tobacco farms. We were growing tobacco for a British American tobacco company by that time, and it was not easy. So it really needed a lot of resilience, a lot of hard work, a lot of commitment to a person who was still growing and a child at that time. But thanks to hard work and resilience, I was able to study, and I obtained a government scholarship at Makerere University, and I did a Bachelor of Arts in Drama at the great Makerere University, the Ivory Tower of Africa. And well, I continued with a master's degree at the same university, and finally enrolled for a PhD at the University of Exeter, down in Devon, in this great country of Britain. And I graduated recently in 2017.
Well, congratulations. So you graduated, you came from one of the poorest villages in Uganda, in Hoima, went to one of the best universities in Africa, that's Makerere University, and then end up in one of the top universities in the world. Exeter University
the Russell Group universities of the UK, you mean?
Yes, but as well, Exeter University is in the top 1% of universities worldwide. It's around number 150 in the whole world, Exeter University.
Yeah, true,
so how did you make that transition, looking at where you came from a place of poverty, from a place of lack, from a place of writing, using the ground, using the ground as your exercise book, to studying in a top and a world-class university?
Patrick, I could say that usually experience is a very great teacher. And if you don't ignore your life and experience, your very experiences can propel you to higher heights. Actually, that's what happened to me. I didn't so much mourn about my experience or complain so much about it. I had to fit in the condition and work hard, become more resilient, and then propel myself to higher heights. I had to aim high in spite of my situation. And I think that humble background I have just elaborated, right from the early post-NRA war experience, where there were very little resources, with an economic slump in the whole country, to growing tobacco in my teenagerhood, and at the same time studying, I think those are one of my greatest wealth in life. Perhaps maybe if I had not gone through such situations, I may not have gotten to this top level I am right now.
In other words, the experiences, the challenges that you had in life and in education as growing up have shaped you and made you resilient to...
I made the best out of them and ensured that they became my pedal stones to propel myself up to the top level of education.
So indeed, today you can say that education changed your life.
Oh, sure,
and
sure.
You possibly does well agree with me that education is a new currency. Education is a new currency because once you're educated, you're able to create your own currency. You're able to create your own wealth. You're able to create your own style of life that you want and create and live a great life because you have the education, which is going to open the doors for you to places which are known to you. Yes.
Yes, true. Education is already opening up a lot of opportunities for me. Already, I was last in this country in the year 2017, and I'm back for a business exchange and academic exchange with other great universities. Just last Friday, we've had a conference at Canterbury Christchurch University in Canterbury, Kent. And the experience was good. So already the empowerment I got through my education is helping me share my experiences. Now, already, and I'm working already on many projects in Uganda. I worked on a child rights theatre for development project, whose experience and practice I presented at the University of Christchurch University in Canterbury. And I'm also working on a theatre for development project involving women, how we can empower women in terms of really helping them break the long-standing traditions of oppression they've had to endure, and especially relating to enterprise development. So my experience of being educated and of having been resilient in attaining my education is bearing fruits. I'm already giving out to the world now the fruits of this education.
So just to summarize, in case you've just joined us, my name is Dr. Patrick Busenge, founder of Greatness University. And one of the things I do is to talk to great people. And this evening, I'm seated in the countryside of England, one of the beautiful places called Dunstable Downs. And here I'm in the midst of greatness, in the midst of Dr. Bumuturaki, who is from Uganda. He works in a university in Uganda and is sharing his experience on how education changed his life. So how can our viewers get in touch with you?
Via email.
And your email
mostly, and my email account is kenamoti@yahoo.com.
So that's KENAMOOTI@yahoo.com.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Yes, and they will be able to help them.
Yes, I am willing to share my experience beyond this interview so that I may impact more lives when it comes to education.
Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure hosting you this evening, and thank you very much for joining us this evening. We've been very pleased that you've been able to follow this great interview with a great person, and have a great evening. Thank you very much, Dr. Patrick Singh, a best-selling author and founder of Greatness University, together with Dr. Bumuturaki from Uganda, lecturer in one of the universities called Kyambogo University in Uganda. Just before we go, so what's your last message to our viewers?
Oh, what I could tell our viewers is that life is a great struggle. And that struggle brings out the beauty of life itself, such that devoid of the struggle, life can become very meaningless. So I would like really to advise our viewers out there, those who are viewing Greatness University, to be resilient, to work hard and never to give up. And always keep in mind that what seems their obstacles could actually be the great pedals on which they can move to higher levels. So please, my dear friends, our dear viewers out there, be resilient, work hard, don't lose the steam and the spirit of wanting to succeed, and indeed you will succeed. No, tough times don't last, they say.
Tough people do.
And thank you so much, Patrick, for interviewing me in these great environs of Dan Staple Downs, did you say?
Yes.
In this great country of the United Kingdom.
And as we can appreciate the wonders of creation and the greatness of the beautiful planet that we live in.
The sunset looks so beautiful.
Yes, let me just show some of the viewers what we are looking at here. That's not just seated, but just doing a 360 vision of this great place that we are in at this moment in time. You can see the valleys, the hills.
It's mind-blowing, isn't it?
Yeah, it is very mind-blowing. It is great. We're just standing in the greatness of creation as well. So thank you very much for joining this evening, and we look forward to seeing you again. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Patrick.
Bye.
Thank you.